ass, kick ass. I can save money now and everyone can eat. Get money in the daytime, even count it when I sleep. Wake up, they getting bread, bitch. I do this for the streets. ADHD.
What is up, everyone? And apparently not my camera. 1 second. This is the problem when I don't do a check right before it starts and everything you assume is just working right. And then it decides to go, no. Okay. Simple unplug, replug. Okay. I don't know. Why? It's always the Windows computer that has issues, never the Linux box. Anyway, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for the sub there, Jessica. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hi from another crashed out engineer. Oh, I forgot my plate here. 1 second. Let me put this away. I was in the middle of eating before I got the stream started. And I got to clean up a lot of things. I still got a bunch of hardware in a box out there for my ham radio setup. I should finally have the antenna masts and everything installed this weekend. I think I have appointments set up for this Friday. So hopefully I will finally have the Radio Shack more along the way where I can at least start mounting the antennas, and then I will have cables running along after that. That's the big thing. It was one of those cases of I kept trying to figure out how to do it myself, but then I was like, you know what? There's got to be professionals that install, masts and all that for TV antennas professionally. Crack kills. Look, here's the reality. I am bootylicious. My ass kills because it's dynamite! So explosive. Exploding on your screens. I feel like that could have just opened up other jokes, but anyway. Look, man, I've been going to the gym, and I've been more bootylicious than ever. I don't know if people have noticed this, but Gitz is definitely saying that my chest is definitely bigger in good ways. I've definitely gone up a cup size, you know? I don't know. But, no, but seriously, the shirts are definitely feeling tighter around the arms and the whole chest region, everything there. You know, but I'm getting away from needing the, you know, the man's-ear. If you've watched Seinfeld, you get that joke. And now I'm slowly coming into being able to bounce my titties like Terry Crews. That's a goal. Chief is taking HRT. No. Oh, no. No, I'm just working out, doing protein. The only supplements that I take are all natural things, or at least things that my doctor approves of. So I take L-arginine, L-ornithine, which is good for your heart anyway. Your heart. Definitely helps in that department, but that's a whole other subject we're not going to get into. And it definitely helps, you know, I got my omega-369s, my multivitamin. I've got, of course, protein I'm taking daily in terms of the powder, as well as trying to get more protein-rich foods. Citizen Fortress sitting there like, I'm just a nice, good Christian boy. Well, you came in the Jewish streamer, okay? So I'm here to corrupt your soul. All right? So Chief is taking the blue pill now. No, they're white pills. I take 1,500 milligrams of L-arginine and L-ornithine. They help with the pump when you're working out. Have you checked out that Kali GPT thing yet? I have not, honestly. The other supplement, by the way, I've been taking, it's actually been good for my asthma and everything, is I've been taking a Mullein supplement. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Mullein. I'm not going to recommend any specific brand over others, but I take one that has a cocktail of like bromelain and quercetin inside of there. So I've actually noticed with my lungs overall, it's been doing great. You said the pills get you hard. Well, harder. Look, I'm a bi man. If it walks, I will shtup it. And for some of you, that was
emotional, damn it.
I'll have you know Jesus was a Jew. Yeah, and so are many of the adult stars.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
So I haven't tried the Kali GPT thing, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much along the same lines as a lot of the other things out there. The shorts can't contain the assets. I've lost about 40 pounds in the last 6 months. Hey, that's nice. Nice. Yeah, I went through like a massive weight loss of like peaking at 235 during COVID, and then I got down to like 190, injured myself, went back to 200. Now I'm in this weird fluctuation, but I think it's body recomposition. Because, as we know, muscle weighs more than fat, so I'm losing inches, but I'm not losing weight. And that's the one thing I think a lot of people need to do, is they need to stop worrying about being a certain weight, but being healthy, and at most a certain size. You can have people, my doctor is even big on this. He's like, don't worry about the BMI thing. He's like, that's more for, you know, really, really skinny people. Because he was even like, yeah, you got a little bit of a gut, but he pressed in on me and he's like, you got a solid core. He's like, you just really got this. And technically, if you look at my BMI numbers, I am considered obese, but he looked at me and he's like, you're not really that obese. You used to do wrestling, you used to do sports and all of this, and you have a lot of muscle, and yeah, you've gotten a little bit of fat, but it's not as bad as, you know, as a lot of people do and all that. And my doctor's great. He, keeps on top with all my supplements and everything like that. He always tries to give me a natural alternative to fix a lot of my problems. Like, he was seriously like, hey, you're not sleeping well? Have you tried working out? Like, physically exhaust yourself. Go, like, he's like, and he's like, just do, like, maybe, like, a 30-minute power walk a day at least. Go walk your dogs for a good amount of time. Go chase them. You know, and he's like, try that. Let's try all these, you know, natural remedies to fix your issues before I get you on a prescription. And 9 times out of 10, he's right. I wish more doctors were that way. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Never meant to make your daughter cry. Ooh, how hard I am. I guess you could say, you know, I'm hard enough to go.
Oh, that's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out you.
Is he a DO or an MD? I think he's a DO. I think that's what it is. I'm not big on the differentiations between the two, but he is very well educated on a lot of the different things. And I mean, he's not opposed to giving me prescription medication because, you know, if you're with ADHD, for example, we all go through our spells where, like, hey, okay, depends on, you know, where you are. Some people need medication full time. I'm not one of those people. I go through bouts when it's like, I need to get back on a medication to correct my brain for like at least a month or two, and then I can be, you know, fine with it for a few years. There's just, you know, ways where your brain just does not want to compute. And that he's totally fine with that. As long as, you know, it's like you go in, you still got to get the blood tests and everything to prove you're taking the medicine. But I don't feel like I need to be on extremely strong stimulants or anything for a while. Yeah, ADHD here. I have bad bouts of today was that day. Oh, I totally understand. I totally understand. But I will also tell people that exercise and proper diet has definitely helped my ADHD immensely as well. But I will also say that some people do need more of a kick in the pants than an exercise will actually be able to do. But I do think a lot of people need to do active work to maintain their own health beyond just, hey, I need a pill to fix this. I need a pill to fix this. I'm not saying that's the fix for everyone. But I do definitely say, having lived in the USA for many years, as well as lived overseas and everything, we do have a big problem with that in the USA, where everyone's looking for a quick fix instead of, hey, a lot of your health issues may come down to diet and exercise. I'm not saying it's like a complete fix for it. I'm not going to go RFK Jr. on it, but I am saying that everyone needs to figure out what actually works best for them. One person in my stream, I believe it was, made the best statement that I've heard, that I've actually started adopting it. You are not responsible for your mental illness. However, it is your what is it? You are not at fault for your mental illness, but it is your responsibility to take care of it. And I think that's one of the problems that many people have, is they thrust that upon everyone else, and they make it society's problem, when at a certain point, yes, society has its issues, but ultimately you are responsible for your own well-being. Yes, I mean, I'm also saying look out for your neighbor and everything, but there's only so much they can do. Hard heart go together. Yep. But anyway, I also started tinkering with Kick as well. I'm simulcast right now on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Kick. So I'm on 4 platforms right now. The bandwidth seems to be holding up pretty well for it. Don't know if I will be, permanently doing it. This is a experiment I will probably be running for at least a few weeks to see how well the results are. Now, the interesting thing is, and this is one thing that I noticed, one person brought up in Discord, a couple others had brought up on Blue Sky and stuff. They're like, oh, it's, misogynist, homophobic platform with moderation issues. Here's the reality I will tell you as a content creator with close to 400,000 on TikTok. And I've been on Twitch for a few years now. I've been on YouTube for a little over a year. And Kick, I've had an account technically for a little over a year, but just started streaming too. No platform is perfect. And if you think that Kick is by any means specifically going to be worse than any of those platforms just because they have their moderation issues, I got news to tell you. I have seen horrible things thrown at me on Twitch, on TikTok, and not really on YouTube as much. Google does crack down on that, I will say. But TikTok and Twitch, I've had a lot of toxic things thrown at me that both of the platforms didn't want to do anything with in terms of moderation. Anti-Semitic stuff, homophobic stuff, I've seen misogynist stuff and all that. But yeah, Kick's going to have its problems. Twitch is going to have its problems. TikTok's going to have its problems. But the world as a whole has its problems. That's all I can really say. Have you seen the iOS 26? 26? Did they skip a few versions? Are you from the future? Did you come back in a DeLorean? No, I've not seen iOS 26. We're not even there. I think, what are we on, iOS 18, if I'm not mistaken, or that? Look, at the end of the day, they're all basic mobile operating systems. One can only do so much. pfSense versus OpenSense, why would you recommend one over the other? So, they're both fine for what most people want to do in a home labbing sense, but pfSense is actually going to be recognized in terms of a professional network environment, like a data center, a business, and you can get hardware with it, and that is actually equipped for businesses, and you can get support plans around it, and many companies will support it. It has a lot more bells and whistles and support around the software around there. OpenSense is designed to be a little bit more turnkey, still plenty capable. Still not, hating on it. I personally use pfSense. I have for about a decade and a half now. That's how I got my legs up on learning a lot of networking technologies from their manual and everything like that. But yeah, so, you can use either one. Yes, people are complaining about the pfSense with the, open source nature of things, not being as open sourcey as they really want it to be. It is what it is. But in terms of business, yeah, you're going to end up using pfSense a lot more. I find a lot more support and everything there when it comes to what I need to do. Would you recommend to study after getting the CompTIA trifecta? Well, you're talking to someone that doesn't actually have any certs beyond a CISSP. A CISSP, the Certified Information Security Systems Professional. was the first cert I ever got after being in the field for almost 10 years. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I think people overemphasize the need for certs or, trying to pursue certs. Pursue the knowledge. Because the problem is, and I've seen this firsthand, you have people that will study for the cert, to pass the cert, but don't retain any of the knowledge. And all they did was they just studied well enough to vomit answers on a test. If you're not retaining any of the knowledge, you've wasted your money. You've wasted your time. What's more valuable is the experience and the knowledge that you gain along the way of the field than you do the certs. Certs at most validate your knowledge. But even then, I would say it's a big kind of up in the air answer when it comes to that. So I wouldn't say really focus on like another cert. I would say focus on actually studying the technologies. Home lab it. Home labbing is always where I'm going to recommend people go and tinker. Yes, that's the name of 19. They skipped iOS 19. Well, that's stupid. Why would you go like, yeah, we're going to go from 18 to 26. Just match the year. Durr. Makes no sense to me. There's not really much stuff that can happen in iOS. Yes, Red Fang, I see your test over on the Kick side of things. Are you waiting for some hardware that you are excited about? Not really. Unfortunately, tariffs have really put a damper on my desire to tinker because it has shot my costs to tinker up tremendously. There was a Meshtastic repeater node that I was looking at getting that was solar powered, about $90. Do you know how much it would have cost me to order that? Guess. Guess how much it would have cost me to order that node. And some of you on Discord already saw the price because you saw me bitching about it. It was going to cost me, for a $90 part, $300. Because of the duties and tariffs and all of that they slapped on it. Nope, $300. $300. Because they taxed the thing at like, what, 150%? It's ridiculous. Donald Trump is a schmuck. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican, because I am neither, but he is a schmuck. And if you actually think these tariffs are actually, well, China's going to pay for the tariffs, then you're a schmuck too. Okay, I'm just being honest with y'all. That's some basic stuff. And if you've ever done any basic business, you can understand. If I charge $10 for a service, and if I'm getting charged $10 for hardware to sell to someone that I then sell for $15, and my price now goes up $5, am I just going to sell it for $15 and eat the cost? No. I'm going to raise the price to $20. Don't you like the Elon versus Trump arc? No. The reality is, it was something that we all saw coming eventually. I called it. Look, if someone wants to go back to my early streams post-election, when I probably talked about this around the time he gave us the certain salute. I said those two are eventually going to clash. It was so predictable. It was as predictable as watching paint dry and knowing paint is going to dry on the wall. Talk about cybersecurity or Linux or some shit, stay in your lane. I literally talked about how hardware costs are getting more expensive, you butts. How about you learn to, stay in your own lane when it comes to things and understand what supply chain costs are? If everyone's costs of hardware and repairing and everything go up, that means that we actually end up doing less repairs or it becomes more expensive. Hate to break it to you, but cybersecurity includes a lot of compliance, and compliance means understanding the laws, rules, and regulations that go on in the world. Don't like that? You don't have to watch. $10 in Chinese taxes says the entire world becomes a technocracy due to AI in 10 years. I don't know if it becomes a technocracy. There's a word for that. I don't remember what it is, but it's not that. I think AI is going to change the industry in different ways, but I think a lot of the things are going to be oversold in terms of AI. I mean, you're already seeing it right now where companies left, right, and center are just throwing it into every single product out there. And yeah, they're just, overhyping it and just trying to get AI into a product to make it the next big thing. I think there's going to be some benefits for it, but just like blockchain was all the hype years ago, I think it's going to be an oversold technology. I think I saw you at HTH. I wasn't sure, so I didn't say anything. Hold up. Wait. Gotta scroll up. No. I wasn't at HTH at all. I didn't actually manage to get any flags at all. No, I'm there. See, this is one thing that, people are kind of shocked at when they meet me. I try not to be, blowing smoke up my own butt and saying, hey, I'm this big creator or anything. I'm just a dude there trying to tinker and learn with the rest of y'all and enjoy my free beers. Well, they're not really free. Well, they were because the company paid for it. But anyway... That badge was cool. It was my first year going, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, HTH, this is my first year going there. It was a fun little event. I'm trying to go out to more cyber events and everything like that. But yeah, the HTH was a fun little... It's like a mini DEF CON. So I went to one of the workshops. I was there the second half of each day because I had work to do. But yeah, it was great. They had the call center village, the lockpicking village, which is mostly what I did because I did a lot of physical security stuff. So I did the cloning card as well as the How Remarkable challenge over at the call center village. Picked the lock, got the flag at the lockpicking village. I brought my own lockpicking set to make it happen. But yeah, so it was a fun little time out there. Did you bring the tiny laptop? I did not yet because I haven't got it set up to the way I wanted. I've been kind of behind setting it up because this house has been kicking my butt. But I will get this set up this month. I need to because PCBWay did sponsor the project a little bit. They made the new aluminum backplate, so we have to go in a future stream and put the new Wi-Fi antenna and cell modems in there in a more optimal position. So that should fix the Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi issues I'm having, as well as adding the cell modem into it. I was at the Tamper Village when I seen you trying in those blue seals. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, it was nice seeing you, Alan. Have a good night, buddy. Have you heard of any CyberSec group events in SoCal, LA? I know there's quite a few out there. I unfortunately haven't been out that way to really explore them. If I ever make it out to California, I will be honest, if by the grace of God, one of these years I happen to make it out for TwitchCon in San Diego or something, I definitely always will explore if there's local groups. When I was at Web Summit in Portugal, I was so tempted to go to B-Sides Portugal that happened to be going on at the same time. But the issue was I didn't have enough advance notice. They sold out on tickets, and I was getting yelled at by several people that I was there officially on a business thing. I'm like, what's wrong? I just want to slip out and do some cybersecurity stuff. So I settled for drinking Portuguese wine and bashing on some bad product ideas to their face and saying, I don't understand why you did AI and blockchain in this product. It makes no sense, but I digress. But But yeah, if you look around, there's definitely lots of cybersecurity groups and events, especially in the SoCal, LA area. I know because I have a few friends that are out that way. I just don't know any directly, but you can always check out, I'll share this with y'all. I've talked about this in several other pieces of content. InfoSec Map. If you've never heard of this, this is something you should keep in your back pocket. So if you go to infosecmap.com, you can actually find a bunch of events and groups in all different areas. So if you want, for example, let's go to the events map over here. We can say what's ongoing and upcoming. So like, look, you got like several things right over here in the LA area. You've got Orange County Nonprofit Cybersecurity Mixer. You've got the FutureCon. You've got Sands Anaheim. That's just in that little drop over there. Planet Cybersec, CISO CIO Forum. So some of these are, definitely more corporate-y, but some of these, might be of interest to you. So go to infosecmap.com, not affiliated, not sponsored. It's just a valuable resource to go find any any information security related events in the entire world. Like you can literally just let's zoom in on a random area. Okay, we're like in Austin over here. You just saw, I'm just picking a random place. We can see, this is just what's ongoing and upcoming. You've got LostCon in October 21st. You've got Texas Cyber Summit, Government Cybersecurity Showcase in Texas. And this isn't just, limited to the U.S. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's see what's going on in Spain. Okay, so, yeah, you've got different conferences all over. But yeah, infosecmap.com. Now, I will be honest and say I'm not sure it shows all the groups. There are definitely some groups that are not as publicized, so you may have to look around, but you can see here's like Tampa Bay, .hack, ISC squared. You've got all these different, like tons of different 2600 groups, everything like that. Now, if you're into radio and all that, that's a totally different section. You're going to have to go to ARRL for that. But, yeah. Infosecmap.com. Well, if only work would send me. Yeah. I sometimes strong-arm my company that I work at, and I say, I'm going to go to this event. And if I take PTO for it, that means I'm going to be off the clock. And if I go to this event and I'm on my own PTO, I'm not bringing my laptop or my work phone. I don't play the game of, well, I'm on my PTO, you can reach me if you want. I don't do that game. I straight up told them, if you're not going to send me to DEF CON on your dime and I end up going on mine, I'm not bringing my laptop, I'm not bringing my phone, and I will be out of pocket for almost an entire week. And I'm the main guy that does your vuln management. Have fun with that. Norway. Yeah, there's tons of events in Norway, things like that. Like, yeah, just seriously, go to infosecmap.com, find the events and groups that are local to your area. There's tons over there. Already getting the spam people over on the Kick side of things. Stream Elements, fix your bots. Well, Stream Elements doesn't have a mod bot yet. I need to get that working. Well, I don't need to. They need to. I'm going to figure out some way to get around that. I'm still tinkering with the Kick side of things, and I don't have enough people over there for it to really matter, I guess. Because I technically don't have any viewers over there. Do I? I don't know. Look, man, I just stream here. Thoughts on quiet quitting? You mean just doing your damn job? I don't understand this whole idea of quiet quitting. Like, let me rephrase that. I don't understand why people are calling this quiet quitting when all you're doing is your damn job. Oh, we're not going above and beyond? Oh, we're not doing more than is asked of us and we're just doing our job? Huh. What an amazing concept. Are these events free to attend? Some are, some aren't. It depends on the event. So, like, you can find, like, local groups, like DEF CON. There's a lot of different local groups for that. OWASP events, things like that. And they often don't charge. Maybe you just have to pay for your own beer and stuff like that. But there are things like Hackers Teaching Hackers. That was a couple $100. There are B-sides events that, you know, they can be anywhere from $25 to $100 from what I've seen. Of course, you have like DEF CON, which is more about $500 or so. And for those of you that are like, wow, that's expensive. No, Black Hat is expensive. That's like $3,000 for a ticket. Going to your ISSA conference is about $500 or so. The more corporate events, those are expensive. Like, what is it? I think like AWS reInvent or some other ones like that are like several $1,000s. But yeah, considering all what comes in DEF CON, it's pretty much a bargain. You're just paying more for the hotel and the transportation and all that than anything. But yeah. But back to what I was saying about, you know, quiet quitting. I don't understand why people are upset about the concept of just doing your job. Look, if your employer is not going to recognize you for going above and beyond and, you know, all the extra work and all that, and just give you like a pat on the back or at most the pizza party, then why should you go above and beyond? You want us to do more work, pay us more money. It's as simple as that. Give us the recognition that we deserve. And I don't want another damn pizza party. Give me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money.
But yeah, quiet quitting is one of those things. It feels like one of those things that boomers made up. Yeah, it feels like boomers made that up just to be like, these people don't want to work anymore. No, we want to work. We just want to be paid for that work. Our entire company just does the bare minimum now. We get no recognition. We don't even get a yearly raise or a raise when being promoted. Well, F that. That's around the time when I start polishing up my resume to look at other jobs. I want to work. I'm exhausted managing 120 projects, literally. No, I understand that. So my CISO, I had a meeting with them because they wanted me to do some kind of new automation to enhance my process to find devices with CrowdStrike running in reduced functionality mode. And he's already happy with the fact that I've got it down to like at most there's like 1 or 2 dozen devices, endpoints per month that maybe are there and I'm nipping them in the bud fast. But he's like, I came with like all these different ways I wanted to enhance it. He's like, whoa, these are all great ideas. But can we just get the minimal viable product to get the automation in place to do what I'm asking? And then we can enhance it to all the other things you're talking about. I'm like, okay. We can do that. I would leave if it wasn't for the fact that my manager is the best damn manager I've ever had. I mean, don't get me wrong. Most people leave managers, not companies. But at the same time, if the company's not taking care of you despite good management, then that's an upper management issue, and that's got to be nipped in the bud. My best damn manager left last year, and it's hell. Oh, I totally understand that. I love my manager. They also give me bonuses and raises. And he told me straight up he's trying to get me promoted. I just have to come with ammo, basically, for when they have the meetings with the other leaders to... you know, help him, you know, basically come in with a machine gun and be like, there's no reason you shouldn't promote this guy. Morning, Charlie. Charlie bit my finger. You get a bonus? Yeah, I get a bonus. Pretty much everyone in the company gets a bonus. Because our company's run pretty well. Binky out. Hell, our company has sent the entire IT and cybersecurity department to sports games, middle of the workday, as a thank you. I mean, do y'all remember when I went to Sonic Temple a few weeks ago? I won that ticket from work. They have, like, great perks. Let me go get my Costco wine. Well, this ain't Costco wine. Costco don't have my Vinho Verde. They do have red Portuguese wine, which I do use when making goat. I mean, it did get a decent raise last year, but the inflation negated it. Yeah, same with my raise. We got boned. Effing government. And people are like, Trump's doing so great for the economy. No, he's not. I mean, you can say whatever you will about Biden being a schmuck too, but Trump's a bigger schmuck. Made a pot roast with a beautiful burgundy 2 weeks ago. It was beautiful. Yeah, so we have a red Portuguese wine. And we picked that up at Costco. We put that in a slow cooker with goat. Oh. They gave us a 1% raise last year and then decreased our variable pay to negate it. What the F? We got like a 2.5% raise. But they did that across the board. How many times can I say beautiful? You can always compliment me, girl. You know, I'm just saying. I will never turn down compliments. You are all beautiful in everything you wear. Oh yeah, I didn't show you my new radio that I picked up while I was at Hamvention. Well, this is one of 2 radios that I picked up while I was at Hamvention. This one is a digital radio. Digital, digital, get down. I just dated myself with that song. But anyway, this is the Anytone AT168 UV. Hold on. Make sure I get the number right here. Anytone ATD168 UV. Yeah, I was kind of right. So this can do DMR as well as all the analog channels and everything like that. I still haven't gotten around to programming it. I need to. It does have a longer boot time than my other radio over here. This may end up being my daily once I figure this out and sit down and use it. But it's got DMR capabilities in there for digital radio as well as the analog ones. Yeah, it's got FM capability too. And then, for those of you not aware, this is my daily driver that I currently use, my TID Radio H8. I like it better than the Baofeng. It's got Bluetooth built in for programming, unlike the Anytone and Baofeng. And of course, I'm a sucker for clear electronics, because I'm a millennial. This is a nice inexpensive one to get into if you start doing ham. This can also do GMRS. I think that also can do GMRS. This one is about $45. I got links in my bio for this. But yeah, this is my current daily driver. And the one thing I liked about this was, okay, so this has basic FM button, but nope, not that. Immediate weather channels. So that I need to program this one in. I have to use the software, I think, on Windows. I'm going to try out Chirp on Linux to make sure that I can do it in an open source way, because it will annoy me if I have to use a VM for that. Let me see inside the insides the way Radio Shack intended. I'll show you my big boy radio in a sec that I haven't hooked up yet. And this, of course, is my Mesh-tastic device. I've taken this to Hamvention and several cybersecurity events. This is really great. I love the external antenna capability. This is a LilyGo T-Deck with a 3D printed case. I found a kit that was a little cheaper, so I didn't 3D print this case. I'll probably reprint it just to, you know, make it look a little nicer with PETG, because I feel like this is PLA. It feels like PLA. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a LilyGo T-Deck with a 3,000 milliampere battery, and it's done a pretty great job of connecting and messaging with people. And you can even see... Wait, what? Somebody actually DM'd me on this, but, yeah, like, I had actual conversations going on with this when I was at Hamvention and all the other stuff. So, yeah, I've been loving this little guy over here. I probably will be bringing this to DEF CON as well to see who else is going to use it. Thank you for the follow. 28Y_M. I don't know how to say that. Unrelated to all this, my dog is dreaming and the paw twitches are adorable. Puppy paw twitches are amazing. I'm almost done with the fence as well for my dog, and then once the fence is done, I can then actually explore taking my dog to breed him with another dog and then have puppies from my youngest dog, Barack. You know. Because he's almost 2. And I want puppies. But the issue that I have is because the house is so small, I need to get, like, keep them on a lead, because the fence is kind of effed. And, well, if the fence is fixed, then I can actually, you know, have other dogs. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it maybe next year. Now, let me grab the other radio that, if you haven't seen it already. By the way, this big box right here, that's all other radio parts. I also don't know if you can see me from over here. Yeah, so I have the window over here. Because this was the booth. So, you're just seeing a dangling arm over there. Probably just made you weird out. I got some cool anime radio related art for free while I was at Hamvention. So while I was at Hamvention, they had some free artwork one booth was giving out. So I have like several pieces of radio related anime art they made all around the house. And this is the one that's going to go up in the booth. Isn't that nice? And I just bought a frame for it and then just slapped the piece of paper in there. So. But this is the radio that I bought at Hamvention that's going to go in there eventually. And there will be tons of content on this. Yes, Vampire, I see your channel points being redeemed. I will call the Dougies in 1 second. So for those of you that haven't seen this yet, got the manual and the contesting map. And then we got the radio over here. Oh, smacked myself with the box. Oh. So this is the radio that I'm planning to use for the shack. We pulled it out before, but yep. This is the Yaesu FT991A, capable of HF, VHF, and UHF. I thought it was a nice little starter radio for me to, you know, do for my home base station. 100 watts of power. I think it's 100 watts PEP. And then on the back, let's not pull a Linus and drop it, there's USB on there. So I can plug this into the laptop I already have sat in there and then have my laptop actually control this. And we're going to be playing with Andy's Ham Radio Linux, so that way we can actually, you know, really make some nice content talking about radios and all of that stuff, emergency preparedness, as well as just understanding radio in general to improve your understanding of, well, radio signal propagation and all that other fun stuff that can come with it. I like playing with the dial. But this should be set up hopefully in 2 weeks or so. I just got to install the antennas. I got the masts being set up this week. And then I have the rest of the shack to set up, which is just running the cables and all that fun jazz that comes into play with it. But yeah, I have almost all the equipment. The last thing I need to do is grab the, I think, 100 feet or so in terms of LM400 cable and the grounding rods. I'm probably going to be installing 3 additional grounding rods, putting the surge arresters on there, because you got to bond the antenna mast and all of that jazz. DigiPi, I think I was looking at that too. I'm going to definitely be doing some Raspberry Pi related stuff with this. You could use a Raspberry Pi to do a lot of the stuff I'm planning to do with this radio, because the honest truth is when you're doing ham radio stuff, you don't need a lot of power. I'm using one of my oldest laptops that happens to have been a gaming laptop with an RTX 1070 in there, or no, it's a 970 in there, just because I happen to have that laptop. And I wanted something with a bigger screen, and that just happened to have it. It's basically a built-in UPS if you think about it in case of emergencies. Oh, yeah. One second, let me put these back, and then I can call the dogs. You know, this is shockingly not as heavy as I thought it was. I bought that. I was thinking it was going to be like this massive, overweight device. But honestly, the power supply... Yeah, the power supply is honestly what was more heavy. Okay, Ari, Barack. Ari, Barack. Come here, dickheads. Do I play any multiplayer games? I do at times, not too often. Where's your brother? Why are you always the first one? Ari! Ari! I want chicken, I want liver. Meow mix, please deliver. Is your brother outside? Or is he just being a dick? Okay. Chev. 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 Hey there, Papa. Hey, you good boy. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? Where's your older dickhead brother? Huh? He's a good boy. He's a good dog. Where is Ari? Ari! Ari! Do you want a treat? Yeah, he's got to be outside or something. But I do multiplayer games once in a while, not that often. The problem with the multiplayer games is the people you play with often in these games. on the road back to my 95 watch streak. Yeah, I don't know why you lost your streak, because you were in every stream pretty much this year. So, yeah, let's look up the DigiPi. I think I saw that earlier. I was looking up some different things. Your older dog ran away. No, he didn't. That dog has had way too many chances to run away. Yeah, I think I was looking this up earlier, actually. The DigiPi. Wait, that's 1.8. Yeah, I think I was looking this up, earlier for my, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I was looking this up for my home lab to see about doing some experimenting. It literally calls out the radio I have too. There are two different DigiPi builds: a USB connected build Type A Type B dual band rigs with speaker, mic, and push to talk. So yeah, the USB one, that's pretty simple. You could use a Pi 02W. You'll need a radio interface. Okay. More or less, this looks like it's kind of doing the same thing. Because the thing I'm also looking at doing is getting Pop! OS installed and then installing Andy's Ham Radio Linux. If you're not familiar with that, it is this. This guy made a collection of software that you can install on a Raspberry Pi or anything like that. He has it on SourceForge, but honestly, I talked to him in person when I was at Hamvention, and I said, why not put it on GitHub? I'd like to see him on GitHub, but it seems like a lot of people aren't really working on the project as well as he is, or at least contributing. But it's one of those, like, well, if you don't really do it, then people aren't going to really know how to add in. And I think there's a lot of people that would like to be able to contribute to the project. But yeah, basically you download, hold on, not that. You get the file here. You grab the latest version, and then you get this tarball over here. Oh, I already downloaded it. Right. But anyway, you grab this tarball over here, and it'll have a bin of a bunch of different files, as well as, you know, different applications and everything. Some of these are pre-installed, but it will also pull it from the internet, because it has different things. Here, let me see. Can I pull this up? Yeah, okay. So I can pull this up, and you can actually analyze it. It's a very basic, I think this is just a shell script, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a shell script. And you can see setting the variables here for apt base, so it's mostly Debian types it wants. You can set in here flags for what you want for installing different things. It's the first time I'm actually looking at it. It's pretty straightforward. Check memory, telling you if you're gonna, you know, need more memory. Check if you have root access, checking storage availability, checking network connectivity. And it will even tell you if the network's down and stationing cannot proceed. Clean up deleted files, clean up unneeded software. Grabs your username, make sure you have the user groups for the different things that are going to actually need to be needed, especially the all-important dial-out group that is there. Is that a dock you're using? Yeah, it's the GNOME dock inside of Pop! OS. And then, of course, you know, you have suggestions here. If a that's ARM 64. If you're running on a Raspberry Pi, you may encounter this issue, giving you little errors there, and then it installs the different actual softwares that go on. It grabs them from tarballs, it grabs them from various different resources, so you'll see Like some of them are just doing the wget installers that need to be done for different things, and then installing the dependencies. And it basically comes with like hundreds of different pieces of software that are part of the ham radio world, and these are all Linux focused ones because the guy behind this believes in having open source stuff. So you see, contains a large number of amateur radio programs. Amateur radio menu customized for ease of use. Nothing proprietary as far as he knows. Software comes from the Ubuntu repositories, PPA, and source tar files. And he's got it now available for the Raspberry Pi 4 and 5, though he explicitly did say the Raspberry Pi 5 does work a lot better. GNU Radio Companion and GQRX. Free DV for free digital voice. Pocket radio software. Software-defined radio receiver compatible with the RTL 208032 dongle, so it should even be able to work with my little SDR over here. Now, there is another distribution I saw that I was going to be playing with eventually, but it also, you know, has lots of different things like Digital Radio Mondial, learn CW via the wordsmith method. So you can learn about Morse code easily that way. It's got FT8 built in, JS8 call, Arduino IDE and libraries. And then, yeah, he's got it pretty straightforward. And I've heard a lot of positive reviews, and I saw him give the demonstration live in person. It's got software in there for logging on your radio, so you can do your logbooks and all of that. So this installs on top of any Linux distribution that you want to have. Of course, he only has it verified to work with Ubuntu and Debian, and he, you know, like right there, Debian Live, Raspberry Pi OS, and Ubuntu Linux. Eventually, I'll get that installed on Pop OS, and he said if and when I can confirm that it works as intended, he'll add it into the supported distributions. So, yeah. Like, lots of people are using this. And I would rather see more people using Linux because there is still a few pieces of software in the ham radio world in terms of amateur radio that people are needing to use Windows for, and I'd like to see a lot of that change. But, yeah. So, that is the set of software I will probably be using on top of Pop OS to get my radio going. Probably be doing some different stuff for SDR, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway. What's the best way to secure a web server and a mail server running Ubuntu server? Well, the one thing I would tell you when it comes to a mail server is straight up, friends don't let friends run their own email servers. I say that from 10 years of experience running my own email server. Email is a pain to secure and operate and manage. It is fun to learn and administrate because I will definitely say those lessons, knowing DKIM, DMARC, SPF, and doing all the email security management definitely helped me out in my cybersecurity career. But as far as having a reliable email server for yourself, it's not just the security side of it, it's the guaranteeing the reliability of email transport that is the big pain in the butt. I'm just being honest with you on that thing. But yeah, you definitely have to at least worry about both on email and the web server fail to ban. Fail to ban, you're going to need to set up your filters to be on your SMTP ports, your Dovecot. It is. You're also going to need fail to ban on the port 80 and 443 for HTTP and HTTPS. You're going to need it also on not just SMTP. Crap. There's POP3. What is the other protocol that we use? I am drawing a blank all of a sudden for Proton is going over the Proton SMTP. IMAP. Yeah, so you're going to need fail to ban around that as well. I would honestly tell you, if you're using the Proton SMTP, just use Proton for your email server. If the whole argument is, well, I want to have my email be super private and secure, well, you're never really going to have it as secure as probably Proton and other providers can make it happen, nor will you have it reliable. And the privacy aspect, well, email is not really the best when it comes to all of that. And if you're really that concerned, PGP, encrypt all your things, but yeah. But if you're looking for a fun project, there is a project that I used to use many years ago. I definitely still recommend it. mail in a box. So they have an easy... I actually follow the guy on Mastodon, and we are mutuals on Mastodon, and he did a really great job with this project. He still maintains it, where you can run your own email server with Roundcube Webmail, Nextcloud contacts, and has a decent control panel, and it does a lot of the basic security you're going to need with SPF, DKIM, DMARC, MTA, STS, and DNSSEC with Dane TLSA, running a Let's Encrypt cert for all of this stuff. You can throw your own cert in. It's pretty straightforward. Get an Ubuntu 2204 box set up and it has to be a clean one. And then you just run this bash script and it does everything. But it's pretty straightforward to set all that up. But again, it's not the most secure, not secure, but reliable in terms of email deliverability. Not because of this project, but because email as a whole, well, once you start going to email secure, once you try emailing other providers, you have to make sure you have a clean IP. You have to make sure you have a connection and everything to all that, and that's going to accept your emails and everything. As an IT student, I am curious, why are all IT cybersec guys paranoid about privacy? Genuine question. If you're not doing anything illegal, watching illegal stuff, why be paranoid? That is the ultimate fallacy. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, why are you worried about your privacy? Google yourself. Google yourself and be surprised at how much information one can find on you. And then start pulling the thread even more to see how much public info of yourself is actually out there. Do you know that cell providers literally can sell information about you and your browsing habits on your cell phone and everything like that? And you don't even have to be law enforcement, just give them enough money. Now, there is a lot that can be done, even if you're not doing wrong, to mess with you. So I need to install fail to ban. I got a 10 out of 10 score with the tester. The tester's a bare minimum. You would need fail to ban, port scan attack detector. You would also want to probably set up tripwire so that you can detect if anything, starts messing up and things like that. You can use, you're going to need to lock down your firewall with either IP tables, uncomplicated firewall, or something like that. Limit SSH connections, PGP or SSH key, make a requirement to SSH in with a SSH key. Don't password that. Oh, and disable root logins. Make sure that when you log in, you have to elevate to root if you need to do anything as root. You should never be able to directly enter as root. Are there any Kali Linux programs that are still useful? Yes. But I use Parrot OS as my primary daily, and Kali is better as a VM. There's plenty out there that are useful. But yeah, in terms of the question that, curious why all IT cybersec guys are paranoid about privacy, you should be paranoid about privacy. Let's look at it this way. 23andMe. People were literally handing over their data on a silver platter. And now that company's about to go bankrupt. And one of the things potentially up for sale is those people's most sensitive genetic data. It's not protected by HIPAA. Or how about right now? Let's take the USA. I don't care what side of if you are pro-Trump or anti-Trump or whatever. I don't care what the argument is. Y'all know where I stand with that, though. But they are actively, this is not conspiracy, this has been proven, trying to give the data over to Palantir, which then can create profiles on any American. And that never goes well. Your private information should be private. Yeah. And have you ever looked into the person that actually operates Palantir, the owner, the founder? He's not the most sane guy. Didn't the NSA do that? The NSA, what they did was just child's play compared to the amount of data that has been alleged to be handed over to Palantir. The NSA was collecting data across the entirety of the internet in mostly still encrypted forms with the idea of being able to decrypt it later. This took it steps further. We're talking about information allegedly came directly from the IRS, from DHS, from all of that stuff. And now can be able to be building profiles on individuals. And this isn't just me that have like reported on this. You've had like even like John Oliver of Last Week Tonight talk about things like this. Jon Stewart, many different news organizations have talked about this. I know you're like, why did you quote comedians? Well, they quote the news people too. If you get a DigiPi, hit up KN6LYW and say you're using their software. I definitely will at some point. You'll have to remind me. Yeah. But first, I want to get my laptop working with Andy's Ham Radio Linux. Any thoughts on the Linux command line book by William Schatz for learning Linux this summer? I have not actually seen it, nor heard of it, or used it. I have nothing positive nor negative to say about it. I just haven't been exposed to it. I'm sure it's plenty fine. There's plenty of things out there, but I will say that at the end of the day, the best way to learn Linux is to get your hands on it and tinker, just like anything else in this field. You know, that's the one thing I always tell people. You should lab it and tinker and build it and break it. That's how you learn more about anything. I would take a person with a home lab that tinkers very often over a person with a million certs any day. What type of NAS drive have you used before? I'm looking for the best low noise option. There's many NAS drives out there. You can get a solid state one out there. I personally have a Synology NAS, but I'm probably not going to go with Synology anymore because they pulled some shenanigans of requiring you to use Synology hard drives. So I'm probably going to go with QNAP or building my own. And if I build my own, what's the solution out there? Not, there's Unraid, but there's another one out there. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, TrueNAS. That was it. Yeah. I think FreeNAS became TrueNAS. Yeah. What's the best build? For what? That's a little bit open-ended question. John Oliver is great at explaining stuff. I love John Oliver. He's great at explaining things. Unraid is amazing. I hear good things about it. I just haven't used it, and I know you pay for it. I don't know how I feel about non-open source software in my lab unless I'm paying. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things I'll have to play with one day. If you had 10 Raspberry Pi more than you need, which would you then build? If I had more than 10 Raspberry Pis than what I needed, it'd probably end up happening. They'd end up in my drawer. There's more in the drawer, but you get the idea. The honest truth is I'm at the point right now where Raspberry Pis are great. Do not get me wrong. But for a lot of what I want to do, they don't have enough horsepower. They are great little devices, but I want to build a system information and event monitoring system, and I also want to build a dashboard system with Grafana using Prometheus and InfluxDB, and every time I try doing that, I kill my Raspberry Pis with the amount of data I keep feeding into it. So would it be better to set up a VM with pfSense, route everything through that for the servers? No, I would actually recommend pfSense be on its own dedicated hardware. Yes, you can do it with a VM. Don't get me wrong, you can do it. But generally speaking, it's best to have networking hardware isolated to networking hardware, primarily from a security standpoint. You have to think about it as what happens if you have something come in that has a hypervisor break. I'd rather it be able to just stay at the network level and then have to, wiggle its way through the network. And then it's easier to isolate things that way. That's just me. Some people like to virtualize it. I'm not knocking anyone that does do that. I'm just saying, think about it. And set up a DMZ from the router. I wouldn't even bother with the DMZ. I think people need to just learn to properly VLAN. I have so many VLANs in my house. I have a VLAN for my cameras and security system, a VLAN for my IoT, a VLAN for myself, a VLAN for my guests, a VLAN for my work computer, and a few more VLANs. What do you want to do with the Raspberry Pi if you could? It's not a matter... Well, I think I already answered that, but I'm at the point where Raspberry Pi doesn't have enough oomph for a lot of the specific niche stuff I want to do. They're not bad devices, do not get me wrong. They are great. They just... I need something with like 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM at least, and a decent amount of CPU cores to handle the amount of data I want feeding in from my pfSense and my Unify switches and access points, so that I can actually build a decent SIM for my system. And then if I could possibly tie that into an EDR, like say I want to get CrowdStrike, and then, but if I had the money, I would probably end up using CrowdStrike SIM. But then actually it would probably be Datadog, if anything. Feed all that data into Datadog. But I do like Grafana with InfluxDB and Prometheus because of the cost effectiveness of things there for my lab. But yeah. What happens when OpenAI get allowed to be a for-profit company when it stops being open source? Well, they haven't really open sourced all that much. Nothing I think is really going to change except for the fact that they can then raise venture capital money. The reality is, like, there's... GPT-4 and 4.0 and all that other stuff isn't out there for you to just download off Hugging Face and stuff. Have I built my own AI LLM? No. But I do run some of my own stuff locally. So I have talked about this a little bit before. LM Studio. This image is probably a little old, but it'll work for the purposes of this example. So I use a software called LM Studio, and then I can load in different oh yeah, I should probably update that. Okay. Dismiss. Oh, I can download an update. Good God, it's a gig? Well, this will just work for the purposes of what we're doing now. I haven't updated this in a minute. But anyway, as you can see, these are prior chats that I've done before. And you can talk to it locally for just about anything you want using the instruction set you want. So I'll use DeepSeek R1 Distill Llama 8B. With a little bit of my GPU. We'll load the model. So it's not the most sophisticated one. This one? This will use 766 megabytes of RAM. It's saying. I'm using an NVIDIA 3070. Tell me about grounding requirements for an antenna mast in the USA for my HF antenna install. And you can see what it's thinking. So we'll see what it comes up with. How many gigabytes of storage? There's a few gigabytes there. To ensure your HF antenna is safely grounded and compliant with regulations, follow these key steps. Local regulations and codes. Check your local building codes and FCC rules for specific grounding requirements. That's not... So it's a little off here. So this one's a little bit off, but then again, this was trained in China, so I doubt they know that much. This one I caught, it's a little bit off because it's like check your local building codes and the FCC rules for specific ground requirements. FCC doesn't have specific ground requirements. The FCC specific ground requirements are to consult to the National Electric Code. Yep, see? But then again, the problem with AI LLM is that basically it's a bias machine. But it did reference NEC Article 810 over here. So let's just make sure that's right. NEC Article 810 outlines the rules for antennas. So what we can do, never trust an AI implicitly. NEC Article 810. Because I don't have my code right over here. Hold on. Does this book have it? Okay. It should be good enough. Yep. Article 810 is about antennas. Okay. So it's decently accurate on that point. Use of copper wire. Doesn't specify it. Blah, 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 blah. Soil conditions. Blah, 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 blah. A simple U-shaped copper ground stake or U-shaped? Interesting. I would have just used a straight rod, but okay. And of course, you've got lightning protection, local building codes, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, you can run this locally and you can change out the LLM. So, let's do... Let's see how Gemma works. If it works. Nope, it did not like that model. I think that's because the GPU is not going to handle that as well. But we can do Llama 3.2b. About CB radio versus HF. Amateur radio. You can see this is all running locally. Have you tested how biased each LLM is? Yeah, a little bit here and there, but not really deeply. But yeah, this is CB radio. I'm just kind of curious if it was going to call out the overlap between these two because they're both HF. But, okay. I mean, for Llama, yeah, it's giving a basic enough answer. But yeah, you can run an LLM locally easily with like LM Studio and such as I just showed. So, you have a Discord or something where I can look back on what you're saying? Yes, I do. Check the links in bio. There's a Discord, there's a Matrix server. I'm also on Blue Sky, Mastodon, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and as of this week, I started experimenting with Kick. I don't know if I will stick around with that. We will see how this goes in the long term. But we will see. Have you ever set up R6 extraction before it works on the Steam Deck, but not my NVIDIA Pop OS install? Any tips? I have a 32-bit install. I'm going to try with my AMD. I haven't tried R6 extraction. I know you aren't Reddit, LOL. Don't worry about it too much. Here's an easy question. What distro do you use, and are you going to DEF CON? I use Pop OS Linux, and maybe? Possibility? Maybe? I still got house stuff to take care of, so things are up in the air, but if I do, I'm hoping to get this laptop up and running in time for my little note-taking and stuff. We'll see. But if I do end up there, I've already got a few friends that have confirmed they're going to be going too. So, who knows? Can't you use Olama on Start 9? Yeah, I believe you can. On the Start 9 OS, which I have to reinstall on this guy over here, the Start 9 server peer. I love this little guy over here. It's a great little device that was sent to me after I went to DEF CON 31. Great company. I just haven't tinkered with it much because I've had so many things going on. Lives to put... Have you... oh, you already asked that. Have you tried cloud gaming? No, I have not. Have you tried Red Note? Yes, I have. Links in bio. I need to post more to my Red Note, but, yeah. I was on Xiaohongshu for a while. I just am spread on so many different platforms. Linux distro for an old 2014 laptop, real slow, 4 gigabytes of RAM, Pentium. Try Subuntu or Lubuntu. That's Ubuntu with an X at the beginning, and Lubuntu is with an L at the beginning. Lubuntu uses LXDE, Subuntu uses XFCE, and they're both very, very lightweight. Very cool. Did the Chinese try to hire you? No, but I had a lot of people that were very interested in my knowledge because there's a lot of things that I can talk that I know about that the Chinese don't know about. Their version of the CISSP doesn't cover a lot of the things we do. Like, it doesn't cover cryptography nor Tor and a lot of the things that we cover and just kind of know about a little bit more commonly in cybersecurity. Yeah, I think I've tried Kubuntu. We'll check those alternatives. Yeah, Kubuntu is KDE, which can be a little bit more heavy. But if you're looking lightweight, there's Lubuntu, there's Kubuntu. There's also just straight Debian, which you can install with XFCE or LXDE out the box. Just get the net installer, plug it into the network, and it should work fine. I've used it on a little netbook that I have with 2 gigs of RAM. Or does that have 4? It's been a while since I used that. This laptop's just using straight Debian. Debian XFCE, you said, yeah. What are we on? Debian 12 is stable? Just put XFCE on there, LXDE, and you should be fine. But yeah, there's definitely quite a few options you can have to tinker, and put Linux on and stuff like that. And I don't know what was with my YouTube's on the I don't know what's up with my YouTube lately. I've been live streaming there, but for some reason nobody really pops up there anymore. Wait a minute. How the hell? How the hell did that happen? I was like, no wonder nobody was popping into the YouTube. For some reason, they were getting listed as private. Which has me wondering. That's weird. How the hell did that happen? Have my live streams just been going private for a while? Now I gotta check my past streams in the YouTube studio. YouTube is a weird beast. What the shit? Like, the past few were, wow. I don't know what happened. Okay. Using OBS? Yes, I am. Okay. That,
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yep.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I wondered why it was not streaming. Like, I literally realized that when I looked over, and I'm like, wait a minute, privacy set to private. Who the hell streams to YouTube and makes it private? What is the point in doing that? Can someone explain that to me?
Hey, see tomorrow, little boy, you gon' learn.
On the TikTok thought was kind of clipping out over there. I don't know why I was just doing. Oh wait, I'm dropping. We're dropping frames. That was weird. I was dropping frames for a little while. Okay. Are we good? I think it like dipped for like a little bit there, but I can't tell if it was just dropping frames over on the TikTok side, on the Twitch side, on the Kick side, or the YouTube side. Wow, there's a lot going on over here. And it was at this point when my internet just went,
Oh, that's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's
let me refresh the TikTok stream over here. Okay, cool. Not on TikTok. Not on my TikToks. TikTok too. Yeah, you unprivate YouTube and it lagged so bad. I wonder if it was just because it was like, oh my God, we're public. I have anxiety. I don't know. Look, man, I just work here. So, yeah, I find it interesting when I announced that I'm going to test streaming on Kick. People were jumping to, like, I had one person, I'm not trying to single them out in the Discord, that was like, you know, they're a little transphobic and all this, and I'm sitting back like, whoa, 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 whoa. Every single live streaming platform that I have dealt with has had issues with lack of moderation being proper. TikTok. The amount of crap they've allowed on this app that makes no sense to me, but then ban me several times for like things that make no sense. Or Twitch has the same problem. Now, I will not deny that by far it seems like Kick is the most lenient out of all the streaming platforms. But to single it out and say, well, I don't like this platform more than Twitch because they allow this content, when, in fact, you will find just as bad content, I would say, on any other platform. Oh, look, it did the thing again. I wonder if it's because I am... Yep. Did the TikTok die? Did the TikTok die? Nope, the TikTok... Wait, what? Okay, now there's problems on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's being a little derpy right now. Yeah, TikTok, I think, is the problem child right now. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. You pecked your mic. I pecked my mic. I picked my mic. Is this pecking it? I don't know if that was pecking it, but it was definitely effing it. And let's see, the problem is that now I'm tinkering with like the idea of Kick. The only people that I'm seeing post on there are the people trying to spam. You know, like the buy viewers and everything. What's the schedule today? The same as always, wherever my ADHD lands with my squirrels and butterflies. We're just here to chill, have good vibes. We already talked about ham radio and the bunch of stuff I was doing there and showed off the potentially new everyday carry for my digital mobile radio needs and analog radio needs. I should soon have, yeah, TikTok is still dropping frames. Hold on. Maybe if I restart it. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's just TikTok is not liking it all of a sudden. But let me check something. Is the... Okay, YouTube is reporting an excellent... No. YouTube saying it may be experiencing issues. How to get into cybersecurity. I actually have a great YouTube video talking about a lot of that already, that I definitely highly recommend. Now, on the Twitch side, it says it's doing okay. On the Kick side, it just said streaming. What are we going to tonight, brain? Right now, I am into core CSE like Java, C, C++, and want to learn cybersecurity. Any tips or recommendations? Well, you can definitely get into code security and learn how to do pipeline, you know, securing like with your CI/CD as well as, you know, code security. Learning the secure platforms there like Veracode, Snyk.io, and things like. But, I mean, we don't really do all that much on the cybersecurity engineering side with more than just Python, Bash, and PowerShell, so each their own. I find it interesting, though, that, okay, so sound off if the YouTube's being okay, if the Twitch is being okay, if the TikTok's being okay, and the Kick's being okay. Because I'm not sure where the dropped frames are coming in. I also think it might be due to the way I'm multi-streaming things, and I'm debating offloading the multi-streaming into Restreamer.io down the road, but I just don't want to spend the money if I can avoid it. And I'm also looking at switching into what you call it? Stream Elements multi-streaming instead of the Atom one that I use. What's your favorite old school computer? Mine is the PC Junior. Old school computer? I used to have a computer when I grew up that had a Cyrix CPU. Those are great. The IT crowd. Have you tried turning it off and on again? So it's freezing up on the TikTok side. How's the Twitch side looking, fam? Twitch is okay? Okay, how's the YouTube side looking? Don't know about the rest, but for TikTok viewers, it's impossible. I think TikTok is having issues. Let me check Down Detector. Because usually TikTok's doing okay, but TikTok is also a special child. Let's see. No, TikTok is not having that many issues. I mean, they have some spikes, but no more than the usual. Okay, so Twitch is doing okay. How's the YouTube's doing? YouTube's okay? Here. I'm just asking y'all. Here's what I can do. God damn it, I forgot my TikTok phone upstairs. Now it seems smooth. Let's see how long it lasts. Yeah, now I'm getting green bars. I don't know why it was dropping like crazy. I didn't change anything. Oh, now it's red. Now it's dropping frames. Hey, TikTok? Read between the lines. I eventually want to, get an NVIDIA 5000 series GPU, or 4000, so I can do AV1 encoding. But I want to get GPUs for that on both of these computers. But that would require me ending up with, what's the word? Having to get new power supplies and all that. I think AV1 would fix a lot of things, but with everything going on in terms of the, nerd stats are fine. Kick is fine. Okay, so TikTok seems to be the problem child here. Alrighty then. Interesting. Oh, by the way, I should probably bump you. Wait. Isn't there a way I can, like, set you to be a mod or anything? I gotta figure out how to, set mods and everything. There are some weird configurations when it comes to, Kick that doesn't make sense to me. Like, it should be easy for me to just add you in as a mod. Oh, do slash commands? Alright, let's see. Slash mod Red Fang. There we go. Yeah, so you have to do / commands on Kick, which is kind of unintuitive. There should be a GUI way to do that. Don't get me wrong, me as a tech person probably should have known better, but, I don't know. I gotta get used to the way Kick does things, too. So for the people that are actually wondering why I'm experimenting, with Kick, well, the reality is that Twitch has kind of been declining for a little while. We've known this for the longest time, and I do want to make sure that I can have my community wherever my community is, with the exception of Twitter, because F Twitter! But yeah, maybe one day I'll return to Twitter. Maybe. I've never completely ruled it out. I haven't deleted my account. It's just privated. I'm mostly on Blue Sky and Mastodon anyway because, well, Elon mostly killed the InfoSec community out there, so there's no reason for me to really stay. But, yeah. But we'll see how well the TikTok side of it. Twitch used to do / command, so Kick probably copied it. Makes sense. Eventually, I'll hopefully get the Kick side monetized as well, and then I would like to do a comparison of what the revenue is on Twitch versus Kick. Not that I'm in the business of wanting to become a influencer. That has never been my goal. My goal has always been whatever money that I can raise from the content I make can feed back into the educational material I can put out, and I can build a better community with. I don't ever foresee myself leaving cybersecurity as my career, but I am seeing how I want to evolve my career into more of a building a community that we can mentor, grow, and educate each other. without the BS. That's the one thing that I noticed when I was doing some market research on different YouTube creators that are doing cybersecurity. A lot of them are like heavy on the like cert, buy my course, and I don't want to do that. I want to start on Mastodon. Haven't tried it yet. Seems complicated. It's not that complicated. I do the little bit more complicated side of things. So let me make this very clear. I think it might have been my ISP, to be honest. That might be issues. Is the stream buffering or anything like that for y'all, or is it fine? But anyway, Mastodon is pretty straightforward. It's decentralized social media. It's kind of like an email server where everyone has their own, server that they can possibly connect to and federate with, and then from one server you can access everything. So I have my own server. You don't need to have your own server. If you want to, that's fine. Just know that it may be a little bit resource intensive, but you can easily go on to all sorts of different servers. Like for example, this is on journa.host. You can go to journa.host, and let's see. Yep. So you can open up their page. Now you can see I'm on their server. That's all we're doing is we're talking to each other. Now the cool thing is I can also see threads as well. So I can just do like threads.net over here. And if you notice, I can start pulling up profiles here, that are on threads because they have federated. So I can see quite a few profiles over there. Look, you can even see my threads profile over there, which I don't really log into my threads account anymore. I cross post to it. But yeah, you can see, there's people I'm following from Mastodon that happen to be on threads. They may not have a Mastodon account, but I can interact with them. So all it is decentralized social media. Blue Sky is another alternative, which I've been using, and my Blue Sky is now larger than my Mastodon account, I think. Or close to it. I think it's larger. It's been a while since I looked at the numbers. I don't really look at the numbers of social media. So that's the opinion on the whole Palantir debacle. Well, trying to figure out what's the best sound to go with this.
Emotional, damn it!
I'm not a fan of the Palantir thing. I have seen someone get Blue Sky onto Mastodon. You can do that. There's bridges for that. There are bridges for that. I have bridged my Mastodon and everything. StartOS's Mastodon server host on it. It does, but I think the Start 9 is running over Tor, and that's a whole other subset of discussions I really don't want to get into right now with Tor only facing Matrix servers and Mastodon servers and all that. Don't get me wrong. It's really great to be able to do that. But yeah. When I try these alternatives, I'll follow you. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Mastodon. I do have a Threads account, but I never really check my Threads account. I log in there like once a month and then go on and then just like, oh yeah, this exists. And then goes around to see the responses and people on there. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I don't go on anymore. Yeah, I like Blue Sky. I like Blue Sky a little bit more than Mastodon in terms of what it's become so far. The community is much larger on Blue Sky than it is on Mastodon, but they have their own respective beauty and things. But yeah, Blue Sky now has more engagement than Mastodon, but Blue Sky still needs to get their OAuth and API and all that crap straightened out. It is a headache. They still don't have... not only do they not have FIDO WebAuthn security key capabilities like I can do on Mastodon and even Twitter, but they don't even have TOTP. They still don't have TOTP. You're using email MFA. We have been railing on this for 2 years, and if you don't believe me, I will take you right to the GitHub. God damn it. How the hell did get... Hold on. Needs me to verify my security key. Touch the UB key. Skylight is broken on Android. Yeah, it feels like a lot of the Blue Sky stuff still, you know, needs to be improved and everything. But if you go to the issues on Blue Sky on GitHub, okay? This issue was opened in July 27th of 2023. Okay. Hey, who's this smart guy right here commenting, huh? But you can see, people are complaining about this. And it's a big problem because it relies on email MFA. But then I have an issue with my email security system checking the emails, so it sometimes takes 2 to 3 minutes for an email to go through. Email is not a reliable form of contact for a lot of people to understand. Email is best effort. It is not guaranteed deliverability. But they've been complaining about not having MFA, proper MFA, for 2 years now. This is a bit ridiculous. I'm getting a few pausing on Kick now. I think it's my ISP is just being derpy. Because now it's doing just fine. I don't know what's up with it. But yeah. We've been waiting 2 years for two-factor authentication to work. All right. Now to switch gears for a second. We can still chat and do all the tech tinkerings and everything, but I haven't played a game in a little while. So we're gonna do Path of Exile 2 while we hang out. Do you still do IRC? I haven't done IRC in a minute. It's not to say that I don't do it. I just don't know anyone that I know that does it. Couldn't remember where I had my audio reset thing. So for those of you not aware, I have a little script that does the thing to let me have combined audio.
Front, left.
Okay. Didn't see if that came through.
Front, left. Front, right.
Okay. Audio's going through to OBS and my headset. We are good. You know, I'm always really curious how Twitch and Kick manage to grab the games as soon as they come out. Do they have people that are like plugged into news and grab the banners and all of that stuff? So we're going to play the game that we know I'm better than Elon Musk at, but still suck at. It pleases me to know that I'm better than Elon Musk at this game. For getting into cybersecurity, would you recommend learning Bash as a first coding language? Bash is useful, period, whether you're in cybersecurity or IT, because you will probably be administrating Linux boxes and stuff at some point in time, pretty regularly. It's taking a while to grind the gears. I'm trying to decide over Python, C++, or Bash. Well, you're going to be using Python or Bash pretty regularly. Try some whiskey. The whiskey's over there. And I'd be more of a bourbon guy. I don't have any bourbon. But I like wine. But you know what? I may have wine, but you seem to like to whine more. I decided on my anaconda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Okay, my game is lagging right now, which makes me think my network is not doing well. Yeah, the network latency is like up the wall. I think I know what it is. Yeah, Python is pretty much a better language to do for different things. There's a few things that I do in Bash, but Python and Bash are the most popular languages for a lot of things. Your mom is up the wall. My mom's on pills. Where's my cheese? Dude, you're cutting it. Okay, so I think this might have fixed it. I had a VPN on, not because, you know, security or anything, but because I was trying to route my connection to another city for testing to see what it looked like coming from there, and I forgot to turn it off. Hopefully that fixed it. Think about going into, yeah, this is much better now. It was the VPN. This is why I tell people VPNs sometimes can make problems, not help them. So I am thinking of going into cybersecurity, but I don't want to live inside for the rest of my life. Is it true? Or what do you? What the hell makes you think that we live inside the whole time? Cybersecurity also has physical security components of it that we have to go out and do things. Trying to remember my frickin' commands because I haven't played this game in so long. Okay. Ah, yeah, I forgot. I had fire spells. I made that way too hard on myself. I was feeling like I was playing as bad as Elon Musk for a second.
And I don't have room for that.
Oh, hold on. damn it. One second. I had to relaunch the, Windows. Okay, now everything is there, or should be there. Cool. Well then, is it worth it, and what are your pros and cons about it? I think cybersecurity is worth it. I've been in it for a few years, but the thing I will tell you is that just like many other professional careers, it's not going to be the kind of job where you think that you can clock in and clock out and just be done with it. You're always going to have to, at least in my opinion, spend an extra 10 to 20 hours per week studying up on your craft, reading news, getting new insights and everything like that. But that's a lot of parts of IT, and even doctors and lawyers, they have to do the same thing to improve their craft. So, but that's also, I would think, a big distinction between a job and a career. Very often is they're going to require you to continually improve and advance your career in knowledge and skills. The downsides of cybersecurity is a lot of people have the mistaken belief that they can just go straight into cybersecurity. The reality is most jobs want to actually see in cybersecurity a basic conceptual knowledge of IT and everything. It's more of a specialization of IT. And I know some people get upset when they're like, well, why do they, say there's entry-level jobs? Well, it's the same thing as if you look in medicine. You start with, general medicine, and then eventually you expand into getting specialized in medication, but you don't just start out as the top of your field. You have to build into that specialization. I think one of the biggest issues we have in terms of cybersecurity is giving people the false expectation that right out the gate, you'll get a cybersecurity degree and, go into cybersecurity and, you can do that, when in reality, you should be starting with, IT, working your way up through network system administration, help desk, server administration, and then work your way into cybersecurity. I started with networking and being in an MSP for a few years. I forgot about the mechanics of this game because I haven't played in like a month or two. Yeah, anytime. And I also have some other videos that I made on YouTube that help you walk through things like certifications and understanding it. There's a video that I made not all that long ago called The Truth About Certs, Why Your Resume Gets Ignored. Burn, motherfucker, burn! Burn, baby, burn! Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn! Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably head back to, town. Grab my things. Okay, so I think the streams are doing a little bit better right now. Hey, Kara, how's it going? How you been, buddy? Oh, a level 4 bone. Stone. A vaulting impact. The killing palm. Same drama where I live. Oh, that's never fun. Elemental. Or we got a Colt. Primal. Oh, we don't have Primal? The Bone Cage. Oh yeah, I forgot I can map controls and all that. Yeah. Contagion? That's chaos damage. Requires level 6 to 10. Deals 1 to 16. Yeah, we'll just upgrade that. And then... an uncut skill. Oh, I got another skill gem? Nice. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, so elemental. 3 to 14. Occult.
Monsters that die while infected with contagion will spread the infection to nearby enemies. The damage of a contagion increases each time it's... Essence Drain is a projectile that deals chaos damage over... Enemies hit by Bone Cage will be pinned if they are low on life. Unearth is a physical area spell.
Okay, so let's see.
Is a physical area spell. If it kills a monster. Enfeeble is a curse that...
Now I gotta have spirit. Who got spirit? Yes, I do. No, I don't. I don't have spirit. All right. Nice. Oh, we have an ashen staff. Was ist das du? Okay, so 62% increased spell damage. Gain 5 mana. Increased mana regeneration plus 47%. Alright, let's go to the stash. And we'll put that there. A feathered robe. With 2 stones. Saw the video of Retro Recipes saying he's going to buy Commodore. Good luck to him. Oh, I would like to play with the Commodore. I just haven't had the time nor energy, and especially money after my ham radio stuff.
To see you. Finn makes fun of my. It's beautiful.
Alright, let's go to the stash. Stash some items.
How's the clearing?
Am I cutting out? Like he's going to buy the oh, he's going to buy the company. That'll be interesting. I don't know why he would buy the Commodore company. Do they do anything anymore these days, or is it just all IP that they own? Kind of surprised they still exist as a company, to be honest. Okay, so where do we need to head now? Alright, let's run a little north, I guess. We've got a checkpoint. Oh, this dude.
Death. Justice now fight.
Ogham deserves one last execution.
I find it interesting how you can swing a weapon around and not hit your own dude with friendly fire. This was so much harder when I was playing a warrior. I'm probably gonna eat my words in a second, aren't I? Oh god, the network, the lag!
Fight or die.
I'm getting like close to a whole second of lag here. Did I do it about the pollen issue? Wait. Did I pick up another chat on accident when my, I was lagging out? Because I saw my stream died kind of on the TikTok side. God damn this latency.
Take their head, or I take yours. Guillotine. Justice will be served.
Oh shit, that actually like full on paused for a sec. Nowhere to run, but I can definitely roll.
Mere strength is no match for skill.
God damn this lag. Holy crap, this lag. I don't know what's up with my internet today.
He killed Eamon. Just killed him. I don't know. Clear, fellas.
The Manor Ramparts.
Madness echoes here.
I think my internet's having issues. Because, like, I was getting some serious latency earlier. I'm still getting latency. I use Pop OS Linux. God damn. Creates a support gem. Profanity. Oh, you're above 90% of your maximum mana. Pierce. Ember Fusillade. A flame wall. Hourglass. Orb of Storms. Falling Thunder. We'll give that a bonus. Derek Scepter. Okay, we got that courtesan taken care of. I may suck, but at least I don't suck as bad as Elon Musk at this game. Nice. Another support gem. Okay, perpetual charge. Supported scales, chaos damage if consuming a corpse, swift affliction. We'll use that. God damn, my network latency is going crazy. But I'm wired and everything. Gargoyles? Do y'all remember the TV show Gargoyles? I think that was on Disney back in the day. I like the exploding corpses that one of my items gave me. Okay. I gotta definitely find items to make my force field a little stronger, and health, and armor. Let's just say, I need items to make everything stronger. It'd be kind of cool if when he says thunder, AC/DC started playing. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, thunder! Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Guess a new live action or cartoon coming soon. Oh, Gargoyles? Nice. An orb of augmentation. Oh. I thought it was a skill gem, but I don't know what my brain was thinking. Another TV show from my childhood for some reason that I just had pop in my brain. Darkwing Duck. You know what I totally forgot about? I've got not one, but 2 passive skill points I haven't used. Okay, so let's try to remember where my skill tree was at. Evasion rating while you have your rating. Disney Plus is currently developing a live-action Gargoyle series according to various sources. I don't know how I feel about that, because it feels like Disney's just been phoning in a lot of things lately. But that could just be my own, perception. Release 3% movement speed while you have energy shield. Cool. More energy shield, sir. My network latency is killing me right now. I don't know what's up with it. It must be their servers right now for some reason. Because it's like stuttering really bad. You see that? You saw how that's going up and down like really, really fast. I don't know why that is.
I must maintain a fine balance.
Smack you with the fireball to the face.
Thunder!
Neighbors tapping using someone of that, WPA2. Wait, what?
I've no room for that.
Go back to town. Get rid of these items.
For what it's worth, it isn't worth much.
Hey, I got a level 5 gem. Ever since March, my internet and phone both having issues where I lose connection for like 30 seconds, then it comes back at random times. That's weird. Tempest Flurry. An elemental.
Hold down the button for Incinerate to launch a jet of flame and ignite your enemies. Holding for long enough causes the flame to lower enemies' fire resistance and leave ignited ground. Solar Orb repeatedly unleashes explosions. Arc chains bolts of lightning between enemies. The initial hit is the strongest, and each subsequent chain. Arc chains bolts of lightning between enemies.
Okay.
The initial hit is the strongest, and each subsequent chain does lower damage. Hold down the button for Incinerate to launch a jet of flame and ignite your enemies. Ember Fusillade conjures motes of fire that hover above you.
8.3 mana per second. But how much damage?
Ember Fusillade. Ember Fusillade conjures motes of fire that hover above you. When you stop casting, the embers will launch.
Okay, so we'll put that on control R.
There is only one enter the manor.
Hello.
Okay, so let's disenchant some items. And let's go to the stash.
It is good to see you. I like to hold on to bit. Oh, I like this one.
Oh, I don't have any rings. Plus 30% to cold resistance.
Seems shadows haunt us both.
Eh. We'll figure out what's in there. Oh, I forgot to do something. Hold on. I doubt this is gonna fix it. But it's not a bad idea to enable preemption. That's just a kernel little hack someone pointed out a while ago that did actually help my game performance on Doom, but I doubt it's going to really help with the networking side of things. But who knows?
By decree of the Count of Ogham, effective immediately, all crimes are now punishable by hanging until death. Hanged criminals will have their bodies thrown.
Guarded by 6 packs of monsters.
Nothing worth having comes to it.
Nice. I was saying hack your neighbor's your neighbor's hacking your Wi-Fi. No, I doubt it's that.
Oh. Yes, I like to hold on to bits and pieces. Any that catch your eye.
Nope. None of these are really worth it. Okay. So what's this? A regal orb. With one fire modifier. Ask as a Windows user, what's the downsides and benefits of gaming on Linux? I know games that with kernel level entry cheats won't natively work, but games without them, they work fine. And in many cases, games on Linux actually can work even better. There's already been many cases where people have found that, oh, these games actually work better on Linux than they did on Windows. There's security benefits around using Linux. There's just, overall, yeah. Oh. What? How the hell do I? Oh. Hey. How's your mouth going? You mean my month? It's going pretty well, I think. Spark. Induction. Conjunction function. Conjunction junction. What's your function? My month's going pretty good so far. Although it's just the beginning of the month. So we shall see. I just woke up and thought it was morning. Really? Jeez. What time is it where you're at? I've had those days, though. Although I think my HVAC just started having issues, so I had to call the, repair people. And hopefully they can come out tomorrow. Thank God it's not expected to be too hot, and I have a second unit. Although that unit only takes care of one room. Central, okay. Ooh, what'd that tongue do? Come on, come on. I don't know, it's weird that this game feels a little bit easier than when I was playing as a warrior. I know I've said that before, but it really does.
Show me your strength. I need mana. It is done.
Oh, at least I got that. Ooh, a wax jacket. What's this do? Ooh. 6 to 10 physical thorns damage, plus 11, plus 15. 15% increased armor, evasion, plus 18 to life. 3.2 health regeneration. So the energy shield takes a slight... Oh, no. Yeah, it does. But then the evasion goes up a little bit. We'll see how this works. Want to see about getting to at least the next area.
Foul creature. Feel the shock. Meet the dreamer.
A fire quiver, a great oak hammer. I'll put this off to the side. A decrepit mercenary. Okay, so now we're going across. Moving down. Down, down, down to Mephisto's Cafe. Okay, so we got Ogum Manor. Alright, so we're in the manor now. Into the belly of the beast.
The walls carry a subtle beat of a monstrous heart.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Let's see if I can at least get one more level in. Okay, we're getting close to about 10% away from another level. I don't know how breaking glass bottles make me money. Usually I have to collect those and recycle them. This bitch is on fire!
Lightning! Vile abomination!
Ray! Wait, what is this? Okay, cool. Gain 3 life per kill. I will take it.
I must maintain a fine balance. must maintain a fine balance.
God damn. Alright, let's go back to town. Figure out what I want to do. What damn mouth do?
Yes.
Boy, here's what I got.
The village has been destroyed. We must... Time is short. Make haste.
Yes? These are just some odds. I will treasure it.
Okay.
I suppose I can let that one go. Goodbye.
Covers 90 mana. It has 70 charges. Wait, how the... That's a medium, but a greater mana flask. Upgrades a normal item. Consumes 10 of 83 charges. Okay, recovers 90, recovers 100. That's so weird how that works. Right click to increase the quality of an armor. Okay.
Yes.
Put that item back in the stash. And let's get going. Ooh, a golden chest. Nice. Armor. This is Path of Exile too. Okay, so +9 to intelligence, +1 to level it, minion items. Increases the rarity, but that's a bummer. Doesn't work as well for what I need.
Shock.
But yeah, it's very much like Diablo, if that's what you're talking about. Alright, so where are we continuing on? Oh, nice. Uncut skill gem. Sweet. Alright, what do we want to do? Elemental. Pains 3 times, deals 5 to 7, but 16 to 20.
Ember Fusillade conjures motes of fire that...
Yeah, let's upgrade my firewall. Alright, we're almost a quarter of the way to a new level.
The voice of the man I must face.
first ones. Hear
Is there
our
no limit
laments.
to corruption's
Sanity
influence?
recedes ever further into the dark. Shadows hover above us, in the corners, watching and waiting. What sickness has come among us that so unsettles our minds? It sits poised to strike. Nowhere is safe.
Thunder!
Oh, come on, you little bastard. Nice.
This is the cost of pagan beliefs. I carry few possessions, and I don't have room for that.
Alright, let's drop this stash.
Sorry, I was just... It seems shadows haunt us both.
Armor. Okay, so we got a regal orb. Adds 3 to 5 fire damage. Gain 9 life per enemy killed. But then... if I put that in armor...
It is good to see you. Finn makes fun of my collection. It's beautiful. Except, it seems shadows haunt us both.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So we got that taken care of. Can we at least go down and finish the other boss? I should have enough time to finish that up at least. All right. Stairs.
Yes, another one. Get under there.
Treasure waiting to be claimed.
Sweet. So what are these? Five mana, 20 maximum energy shield, 3 to 5 cold damage to attacks, 31 maximum life. Yeah, these are a lot better. Although those give more life per enemy killed. Oh well.
Lightning!
Okay, so we're even lower. I think.
Come, let's end this.
Come on.
The strong endure. The fallen beat the earth.
Sweet. Alright, we got that cleared.
Back to the soil.
Alright, let's get my shield back. And full health and shield. Gotcha.
dreamer.
Gave him the smackdown. How much deeper do I need to go?
Don't stop. The beast hungry.
What are they doing?
I think it's here. Alright. Let's at least try to kill this boss, I guess.
We'll see about that.
First one's eye. Run, little rabbit. Easy prey. Bend the knee. Easy prey. Run, little rabbit. You will falter. First one's eye. For the first one.
Getting just a tiny little bit of stutters here and there.
To me, first dawn's frost. Run, little rabbit. First one's iron. Bend the knee.
God damn this stutter.
To me, you'll pay with your life. Easy prey. No escape. Open the cage. Release the beast. Give me what you promised. You manipulative whore! How dare wax colder. Agnar the Rude. Agnar the Impaler. As swift as death. And imbued by the moon. Cursed or gifted. Branded and afflicted. Your veins soon chilled. Agnar shall slay again. Solstice of pain.
They still use the Librem 5 phone? No, not really.
I will take out your heart.
It was an interesting device, but just didn't work well enough for daily use. I switched to Graphene OS for my Pixel.
Chilling for us. I will take out your heart and savor each bite. Your pulse quickens. The eternal impure. With bloodlust empowered. Our Ezreal endured. But soon all were devoured. In unending war. Death waited at the door. Then an hour by hour. Men fell as summers.
The phone you use for personal and all. iPhone and a Pixel 7 with Graphene OS. GNU stands for GNU's not Unix. It's a recursive hack.
I will take out your heart.
Hit the wrong button. It stands for GNU's not Unix.
Requiem on high. You are hunted. Fang, tooth, and claw.
Buddy, if you can't figure out what a recursive hack means, and you keep asking what does it stand for, you're not getting the joke. It's literally a joke of a name. Says the guy that came in is like, more like translation layer, doesn't get the most basic historical joke that they've done in the Unix world. You use Arch, we get it. Your parents never gave you enough attention, so now you feel like you have to get attention by going and using an operating system that really just ends up wasting a lot more time for things. Not hating on people that use Arch, just hating on people like you that come in. God damn the lag.
As night falls, winter's chill, sought the unworthy through an endless night. They wither and tarry, forsaken frosts.
Mad at members of the Linux community that make Linux jokes? No, dude, you're the one that literally came in and didn't understand one of the most basic jokes in Linux. If you're gonna troll, get better at it. Trying to start at home labbing. Any tips? Really just build up for what you're trying to learn out of things. Like, I wanted to originally learn mostly networking and stuff. So, I learned with PFSense and stuff. You can make a lab out of, for home, for cloud and stuff, you know, with, Azure, AWS, DigitalOcean, Linode if you want. It's more about what you're trying to get out of it, and don't worry about, like, oh, it's too expensive to do these things. You can find a lot of inexpensive solutions to do, like, Kubernetes and stuff. Just learn to get creative with it.
Requiem on high. I will take out your heart and savor each bite. Chilling, chilling frost. I will take out your heart and savor each bite.
Was tech your passion as a kid growing up? Yeah. More or less. Different things with tech. Shit.
Our Casimir endured, but soon all were devoured. In unending war, death waited at the door. Then hour by hour, men fell as summer soured. I will take out your heart and save freezing gale.
God damn it.
Tooth and claw, tortured under the moon. The pack suffered but endured, and howled now in tune. No tales were told, none new, none old, and their endless hunger grew ever stronger. Take out your heart and savor each bite.
Almost there. Hooray! The main thing I'm planning on doing is hosting an image server, maybe Jellyfin. I just fell down the rabbit hole and feel lost. That's part of the fun with home labbing. You'll get lost.
The madness.
They can pay attention to this game and still read the chat. Yeah, well, I have the monitor over here. That helps.
You speak against me.
Where has she taken the beast?
I found messages.
I try my best, but that was an intense fight.
Yes. Find her. Kill her. But first, please.
I wish I could teabag you.
As you wish.
We must make haste.
I carry food
Let us return to Clearfell to make our preparations.
At the end, especially getting laid left and right out of the fog. Yeah, it was a tough fight. I forgot how bad that badass that boss was at the beginning.
Count Geonor is... We can find them.
You've done well, stranger. The dark good luck to you.
All right. An Omen Scepter.
I like to hold on to bits and pieces. It's beautiful.
All right, let's see. Cool.
We must put the fledgling beast is betrayal of corruption. The Countess has escaped with the beast. Every attempt to control it has ended in cataclysm. We must pursue her to the plains of Bastille. We should find America.
Okay.
Only they can lead us through that harsh and unforgiving land.
Well, sir.
This outpost.
Okay, let's see if I can at least get the rest of this level up done.
So these are the Marraketh. Life seems...
You are seeking Hyenic
worth is measured by actions.
Okay, so I gotta get the Hyenic Raiders.
Creature. Feel the shock!
Alright, let's see. Recover 3% of maximum life from a kill.
You sensed it too, did you? Aye. We as Mary, that were then. Now, I'm looking for some. You seen anyone like? Suppose I'll have to keep looking. I've never known the spirit to. Our elder seems it's Rathins. What news do you bring? Most wisps are small. Not there, after the spirit. That beast is marked.
Shit! I got banged harder than Mia Khalifa on that one. No, this is Path of Exile 2. Which I think is a better game than Diablo. Although Diablo 2 is baller. I'm running Pop! OS Linux for this. You can tell I'm new to the Linux community. Nice. Except for this, what else do you run? Cubes OS for my security stuff. Parrot OS when I'm tinkering with ethical hacking. And then once in a while I throw Debian and stuff. Of course, Red Hat and AWS Linux at work, but yeah. Okay, come on.
Time. The spirit is near. It moves. Loathsome creature. it down. Finish it. Don't get a chance to recover. Need more mana. The spirit calls. We're wearing it down. Don't let up. Need more mana. Don't lose focus.
Herd of cubes. Yeah, it is a really different mindset. I don't recommend most people that just start out with Linux using it. You should definitely be a little bit more comfortable with it before starting to use it.
Up for another hunt. Most wisps are small flickers. You know. Aye, watch yourself, traveler.
Hooray! Greater mana flask. That's a helmet? That don't look like a helmet. So I'm running Mint, and even then, I'm only on the media PC. I mean, Mint's okay, but I prefer Pop OS for my daily driving. Furious. I was getting stutters, so we'll see if that works.
Lightning.
Nope, still occasionally having stutters. Nothing much, Corvax. We'll see about, Nope, god damn it. Once again, banged harder than Mia Khalifa. Hey, what's up? Your dad playing? Any particular reason your avatar is a tux with a Sabo SA80? Because I do gaming on Linux, and I thought an AR-15 or a, AK was a little too generic, and it's not an SA-80, that's a, TAR-21. Yo, Barack, Ari, come here. Got a treat for you. They may be asleep. I want to at least get one more level up before I go to bed tonight. Getting schooled on Linux and guns. Yep. They also do radio around here, too. Yeah, I think my dogs are asleep right now. I was thinking of buying The Last of Us 1 and 2, because I was really liking the TV show so far. I got into season 2. No spoilers! And it made me want to play the video game, because I've never played them before. I've always heard good things, I just never got around to it. The Last of Us is 1, story-wise is alright story-wise, but the gameplay is better than The Last of Us 1. Yeah, I heard it's a masterpiece of a story. I mean, if it's anything like the show, it's pretty good. I know the show probably took some liberties of the original, story, but yeah. Wait, one more passive skill point. The game felt more impactful to me. I don't know if that's because I played it first. Probably. Yeah, I might start playing it later on this month. Ugh. What's this? Has one charm slot. 25% increased flask charges gained. A grand life flask. A grand mana flask. Okay, let's see. Behemoth pile, 8 to 14, plus 15, adds 8 to 3, plus 16, plus 44% of the attacks, gain 6 life per enemy killed, gain 2 mana. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's a good time for us to stop for the night, because it's getting late. I do have work tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on all of my socials. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm on TikTok. I have a Discord server. There's a Matrix server. I even started getting on Kick. There's Blue Sky. There's Mastodon. I'm everywhere. Check the links in bio if you haven't already. And if you haven't joined the Discord already, you definitely should. Plenty of tech people and geeks of all kinds out there. Thank you all for joining me. I should be back for streaming, not Wednesday. I have a class for the next few weeks. I may stream tomorrow, emphasis on may, depending on a few things, but at the very worst, movie night on Saturday night over on the Discord server and the Discord voice channel. But definitely Sunday I will be back for streaming this weekend. So thank you all. Love y'all. Happy hacking. Stay safe out there. If you're over on Twitch, stick around for the raid, and I will see you next time.